of the Talent Basketball and Hockey Podcast. I am your host, Adam Hess, and with me, as always, the Fabiano Caruana of hockey podcasting, because he's in second. It's Mike Regan. Mike, how you doing today?
Second's pretty good.
Second's pretty good. You know, Yavahir Sindarov. You know,
No.
that's the Spit and Chicklets guys, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like to think of you, that Anish Giri, Fabiano Caruana kind of range.
I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah.
What
Could be
Canada-
worse. I mean, you could be Magnus Carlsen, but you're not retired.
That's what Team Canada was this year.
Second place?
Mm-hmm.
Nate McKinnon sucks. Shit.
Went home with a fucking dime around
Imagine being the entire reason your team loses gold and then still maybe winning the Hart.
Doesn't seem fair.
100% of the reason that Canadians don't get a gold medal, Nathan McKinnon. They're going to give him the Hart Trophy?
Right? Seems wrong.
It seems wrong.
Seems wrong.
I think they should give it to Jack Hughes because he won a gold medal.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, though.
Fine, we'll give it to Gunsel.
Gunsel?
Gunsel?
I'm Jay Gunsel.
You know who are two players I confuse maybe once a week? I'll give you one of them's Jake Gunsel. Who do you think I confuse Jake Gunsel with routinely?
You confuse Jake Gunsel routinely, if I had to guess.
Like if I was going to say, oh, Jake Gunsel, he used to play for X team. What player would I accidentally mix him up with who used to play for X team? So I'm basically saying it's not someone on his team.
Right.
It's not like I'm watching the Lightning going, oh, there goes Gunsel. I'm like, oh, shit, no, wait, that's Vasilevsky.
Yeah. And it's someone who used to play for the X team. You think Gunsel used to play for that X team?
Yes.
I think I confused with I don't know.
Like if I was thinking about someone's career,
Yeah.
I would get their careers mixed up by accident.
Gotcha. There's like a name on the tip of my tongue. I can't figure out what it is. I'm going to say Valerie Nichushkin.
No, that's not a bad one, though.
Yeah.
Zach Hyman.
Zach Hyman.
Zach
I
Hyman.
get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
I oftentimes will be like, you remember when Jake Gunsel played for Toronto?
No, never did.
No, but Zach Hyman did.
The Gunts never played for the Tunts.
You know what?
Let's try this.
You kind of saved it. I'm gonna be honest with you, Mike. You kind of saved it there. But Mike, we are a hockey podcast brought to you by the same people who brought you sitting on my couch and watching a chess tournament for 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
In fact, we are watching it right now. We are viewers, listeners,
We're smart.
patrons for the Patreon we don't have, OnlyFans subscribers. Instead of watching the end of an electric match between Fabiano Caruana and Anish Giri for who could potentially challenge Yavahir Sindarov for the number one spot in the candidates tournament, we are bringing you hot hockey podcasting.
I tried to go reach for my phone. It's not here.
Was I talking too much?
No, I just let's have it.
You checked out.
Same thing. I'm like, where's my mouse?
You're gonna go. Oh, you want to show the people that you got the handwritten notes today?
Got the handwritten notes today.
Got the handwritten notes today.
You can't see that. No. Top secret.
Mike, with your handwritten notes, why don't we just get into the topics here? That was the triples is best. Oh yeah, I just got the third Barracuda.
It's good.
That's good. Mike, with that, why don't we just go ahead and dive in because we got some news to talk about. We got some news to check off the list. First off, Mike, Fitzy gets fired.
Fired Fitz.
Fired Fitz. The GM of the New Jersey Devils, Tom Fitzgerald, gets axe canned. So my first question for you is, how long until he gets hired in Nashville?
How do you get hired in Nashville?
He played in Nashville.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. But Barry Trotz is the GM there.
No, he's not. He's retiring.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you remember this? He was like, I'm leaving, but, not now. Well, I'll leave once we get this shit figured out. And we're like, oh, hey, so when are you leaving then? Or like at the end of the season, he goes, I don't know. I'm leaving when I get it figured out, goddammit. And then Nashville started winning, and he goes, I'm never leaving.
It's my job. Do you have a question?
It was how long until he gets hired in Nashville?
I
Till Fitzy gets hired.
don't think he's going to get hired in Nashville.
Second question. Is he entirely fired because they could not get the trade done for Quinn Hughes?
No. I think it's funny when I went back and looked at Fitzgerald's time with the Devils as a whole. First stint as a GM. Been there since 2020. They went to the playoffs twice in that span. Made it to the second round once, got knocked out. Funny enough, both times when they got knocked out in the first round and in the second round, both of them were 4-1 series losses to the mighty Hurricanes. Just couldn't crack the Hurricane nut.
How many years now has it been that teams that want to compete get knocked out by the Hurricanes in a 4-1 series in the second round, only for the Hurricanes to lose a 6-game series, the conference final?
Yeah, and that team do like, God damn it. I feel like the Hurricanes are just you got to be a really good, well-rounded team. This isn't a Hurricane segment, but like they're tough matchups for teams that don't have are not up to snuff to actually. There's a gatekeeper.
I don't know if I can think of a single cross-sport comparison to the Hurricanes. Like a team that has prevented so many other teams for a shot at the Cup, but them themselves have never been in a single Cup final.
Are they the Rockets? Like
Yeah.
the James Harden Houston
James Harden Rockets, yeah. I mean, that was probably like a 3-year run, and this Hurricanes thing feels like it's been going on for close to 3 decades now.
That's true.
Basically since their last Cup.
Yeah. So I think when I look back, not an impressive drafter. Like people may not realize this, or they may not realize how the timeline works, but like he wasn't the guy who got Hughes or got Heischer and some of the studs on their team.
No.
You know, he did draft Luke Hughes.
Which, great for them.
Yeah.
Bully for you.
Yeah. Draft track record was middling. Made a lot of trades over 6 years, 59 trades, and like some of them, it just felt like he was just trading to trade. I feel like he had to do something.
I mean, he makes some good moves, right? Is he Dougie Hamilton?
He's Dougie.
He's Dougie.
Actually, no, I don't know if he's Dougie. He inked Dougie to the contract.
Yeah, Timo Meier. He gets Markstrom deal done last year when their biggest glaring error last year was goaltending.
Yeah.
Like, he's done some good stuff. Like, I don't think he's necessarily a bad GM. I think the team is just inexplicably bad this year. And maybe it's because they fired soon-to-be Eastern Conference champion Lindy Ruff. But
you stole my talking points. I want to go back to the trades in a second, but is one of the biggest mistakes he made firing Lindy Ruff, because the year before they fired him, they had a 112-point regular season. Yeah. And that was the one year they actually got to the second round. Mm-hmm. And then they had the next year, I remember that team, because I remember when Lindy Ruff got fired, at least I was saying, like, I think he got sacrificed for having no one decent to play in net. They had no goaltending.
I've heard that before.
Yeah. And
many coaches.
Yeah. And then he goes to Buffalo, and in year 2 in Buffalo, year 2 in his second stint in Buffalo, he's taken them to the playoffs. So
is it year 2?
Mm-hmm.
In my head, it's the first year.
Yeah. So that's not a great look. But the funny thing about the trades were, when I was going through the list, it's kind of funny. I saw some trades where it's like trade for X guy, and then a year later trade away X guy. Like
so you're saying he's going to go?
He did that.
You're saying he's going to get hired by the Maple Leafs?
Maybe. There's just a lot of moves to make moves. I don't think he was a terrible GM. I don't think he found much success when it came to building on a good group of young talent he inherited when he took the job.
I agree that he did not do a good job of improving that group of talent, but also it doesn't help that every year Jack Hughes is out for 12 games, 13 games, 16 games. Yeah. Timo Meier is going to be out. Nico Heischer is going to miss time.
Yeah, probably.
Dougie Hamilton's going to miss time.
He probably wished, in hindsight, that he didn't move Severson to Columbus. He probably wishes he had him right now.
I feel like it's about 38 NHL teams that wish they had Severson right now.
Yeah.
But this is not a Severson podcast.
It's not. That's tomorrow's podcast.
Now, if you're a GM candidate, which are you?
I mean, technically, I'm not a GM, so I feel like that makes me a GM candidate.
That's a good point. Okay, so Mike, as a GM candidate, if they offered you the Devils job, would you want it right now?
Yeah.
Especially with the other openings that are there right now. Mm-hmm. Nashville, with retiring Barry Trotz. Toronto. Probably Vancouver.
Yeah. Nashville would not want me. Because I'd walk in and I'd be like...
Because you have no GMing experience? Or
No. But because I'd walk in, I'd look at their roster. Like, yeah, I remember back the playoffs, but I'd be like, Stamkos old, Forsberg in the latter half of his career.
UC Soros,
Ryan O'Reilly coming to the end of his prime, or kind of getting late. You know, sun's getting real low, big guy. So I would go in there and be like, better blow this shit up, brother. Yeah. But I feel like the Devils are good. Like if I was a GM candidate, which like I said I am, I would like that. I mean, you have some stud players there to build around.
Would you rather Toronto or New Jersey?
I don't want to touch Toronto.
Because of the media market, or because...
Yeah, who would want to deal with that stress? Like every time, like literally constantly, every day it would be like, GM Mike Regan took a pee today for surprisingly long in the facility's bathrooms.
We've been beginning to ask if John Tavares has anything to do with his prostate issues.
Yeah. So I would want to deal with that.
I think I would prefer Toronto, but I think I'm partially influenced by wanting the smoke.
Yeah, I feel like Toronto, you're walking into like back-to-back down seasons for Matthews.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on how much leeway I get. I'll sell medium on Matthews. I'll fucking trade him to Arizona.
I'd be tempted to try it just because he still has. Obviously, he's still a great player, and he's literally just like a season away from being like, all right, I got my mojo back, and he's going to be ridiculous
Especially
again.
Like as a goal scorer.
Yeah.
Right. Like we've seen that if you are just an elite goal scorer, that lasts. That doesn't just go away one day.
Yeah, and he still holds value as a two-way player as well.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that in the Olympics.
Yeah, even when he's in a scoring slump. So I think you could still get like massive haul for Matthews. So if you took over that franchise, and knowing that his contract's going to be up in a couple years and you're going to have to figure that out. He may not want to really be in Toronto. He may be trying to get to, well, no longer Arizona, but he may be trying to get to somewhere in the States. It would be tempting to not be like, all right, I'm just going to get as many picks and players as I can for him.
Yeah. So. And then how long do we get a Devils rebuild? Are they just going to ride out the whole Jack Hughes thing, or do you think they're going to be like, well, time to hit the eject button, this didn't work? It's hockey, so probably not, right?
Yeah, they're not going to hit the eject button, I think, anytime soon. Unless things get bad enough to where Jack Hughes is like, I want to go to Minnesota. And Luke's like, yeah, me too. He's like, no, Luke, you can stay.
In other news, the rare firing of a coach when the team improves significantly and the goaltending's good. Patrick Waugh, out.
Yeah.
Pete Deboer takes his place. How much of this firing... So first off, weird situation where the firing took place while late in season the Islanders had like 4 days between games.
Yeah.
So they got play time to get Deboer instituted and slayed, whatever you want to say. Mm-hmm. How much of this firing has to do with Pete Deboer being available?
I think it's a big part of it. And I also think it was a situation where Patrick Waugh kind of like pulled a DJ Khaled.
Didn't go down on his wife?
Does that shoot? He doesn't go down on his wife?
DJ Khaled said kings don't take knees.
Damn. Okay.
That guy's never seen Sinners, I guess, because that movie's all about eating pussy. So.
Yeah. No, he kind of pulled the suffering from my own success in the sense that going into the season, I don't think a lot of people were like, Islanders playoff team.
Yeah, they finished 10th last year and had a miracle lottery ball to get Matty Shafes.
Yeah, and they lost one of their best players in Noah Dobson.
You got to stop. You got to stop with Noah Dobson, man. You got to stop.
But then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, they're going to make the playoffs. And then now 3-7 in their last 10, and they're on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah, but here's the other thing is you can't look at that in the vacuum because every fucking team in the wild card 2 race in the East is 3-7 in their last 10.
Yeah,
like all of them, it's like
except for Ottawa.
Yeah. But it's like, oh, Columbus, the destiny's their own. They could even be in the top 3 in their division. And now they're going to lose 4 of their next 5 in regulation or something.
Yeah, and Detroit just Detroited again.
Detroit all over themselves.
The guys are playing.
You think he's going to hire Time Fitzgerald?
Maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Play forward. Fitzgerald forward? Defenseman?
If it's the Yzerman, he'd probably hire like 5 GMs. That's what he does. He brings in like a bushel of players, and you're like, the Yzerman.
Every day, like it's just because it's hockey, every day, do you think that he tells people about Ben Sherratt and forgets Mo Siders on the team?
Probably.
Yeah. So, Mike, upgrade, downgrade, or sideways grade? Going Patrick Waugh to Peter Deboer.
Cup-winning coach Peter Deboer now.
What's up?
I knew he's been in the Stanley Cup before, but I don't think he ever got it done, did he?
I can look it up.
Yeah, double check that for me.
I mean, he was in the conference finals like 11 years straight with Dallas.
Yeah, I know he's one of those coaches who had long stretches with some really good teams who were always in the mix, but I can't remember if he actually got the deal done.
I know he didn't. I know he didn't with Vegas, right?
Yeah,
because they're only cup-winning coaches. He didn't with Florida, didn't with New Jersey, didn't with San Jose, didn't with Vegas, didn't with Dallas. Yeah, no cups.
No cups. Okay. So I mean, he is a tenured good coach, which I do think is part of the equation that we've seen with New York and Vegas previously. Is like, all right, we're making this late change. We're going to do it for a veteran coach who probably won't need as much time to come in and get his shit installed and like get up to speed. So I guess maybe a bit of I'd say a slight uptick.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say it's a downturn. Like, Deboer is just a very good coach.
Yeah.
I like Patrick Waugh. Like, I hope he gets another job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get last year was bad, and I'm not allowed to give him credit for having a team that performed really well with excellent goaltending while constantly pointing out every time a coach gets fired just because of bad goaltending, right? Like, it's two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
So, but Matty Shafes comes into the league. Fresh, young face, 18 years old, and just goes on an absolute tear. We have the Bo Horvat and Matty Barzell's bounce back years, and then the rest of the team's kind of like just mush in the middle. I mean, obviously Sorokin, who's one of the best goalies in the game.
Yeah.
But the team has way outperformed based off their depth behind those guys. I mean, like, your fucking 2C is Anders Lee.
What is that hate for Anders Lee? He's good. He's a good player.
He's 306 years old.
Yeah, still.
And, like, if he's your 2C, are you really like, Fuck yeah. He's a good player.
Captain.
He's the captain. But, so was Philip Deneau for a while.
Yeah.
Philip Deneau is Pillsbury Doughboy on skates.
Damn. Or fat shaming. That's fun.
I mean, if it's a professional athlete, I'll fat shame him.
That's fair.
It's your fucking job.
Yeah.
If I was constantly, like giving terrorist security clearances, you're allowed to make fun of me for that.
I mean, shit, Luca's own GM fat shamed him.
Yeah, and then trade him away. And I think he still has a job. I haven't checked in on it.
It's like that amazing clip that I see every once in a while where they're like in the tunnel after a game and Luca has a beer and Nico Harrison.
You didn't even get the wrong sport in the podcast we were talking about.
Yeah, I know. It just like kind of walks up and like takes the drink from him. But yeah, slight uptick. He also, it doesn't look good, which I know this is kind of a good transition we're about to talk about, because they are 3 points out with 4 games left, same amount as Ottawa, who has wild card 2 spot right now, so the math don't math. They probably aren't getting there. No. But a miracle run, you could look like a savior.
Yeah, just gonna run out of time. There's just 4 games left. This is a signing for next year. I guess that they were already, like, if they missed the playoffs, Patrick Waugh was out. It looked like they were going to miss the playoffs, and
they didn't want to waste time.
They didn't want to miss out on Pete Deboer. Yeah.
So they went into it.
But I think that is a surprising time to fire a coach. Not because there's 4 games left, but because that coach just dragged you from the 10th worst record to a borderline playoff team with almost the same roster, minus Noah Dobson, plus
you gotta stop
Matty
Noah
Shaves.
Dobson.
Yeah, I gotta stop. One other news item popped up a little bit earlier today. Ovechkin says he'll make his call on his future during the offseason. If we are in the final stretch of Ovechkin games here, how much of this is appointment TV and how much of it is saying, I saw the best, I'm good?
No, I think he's still having a great year.
He's having a great year, yeah. I mean, he just hit his, he just passed some other Gretzky record or something weird like that for, like, regular season goals instead of total career goals or something.
Yeah, he passed him for something.
Had 2 goals against the Flyers last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's appointment viewing. At least like that last game is appointment viewing.
If this summer he announced he's coming back for 1 more year, we get the Ovechkin retirement tour. What dates are you circling on the calendar to tune in for?
Oh, like whenever it is one of the last few Crosby view.
Yeah, that's
a big one.
Will that be the most expensive non-playoff ticket?
Oh, for sure.
In the NHL next season?
Yeah.
Ovechkin versus Crosby one last time. Winner take all.
They probably play each other a few times next season, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're both in the East, so.
Yeah. Both in the same division, so.
But you can't really build that. Like, you couldn't put a sign up that says Ovechkin versus Crosby 4 last times.
It could be the last time, number 1. Last time, number 2.
Last time in October. Mike, that's all the news I really got down. Any other news we need to touch on?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, Mike. Well, let's move on to a segment that you authored. You pinned a segment. We're going to do our final picks for a few of the contested spots left in the playoffs. Because for those of you who are dedicated Basky listeners, I'll be out of town for next week's episode, so we will not have a Basky next Wednesday. We will be back for the first week of the playoffs the following week. We'll be going live every day. Every day. 24/7.
I didn't commit to that.
We're lifetime streamers now. They're going to watch you shower.
Hey, they want to watch that.
Mike, let's start here. Let's start with the Eastern Conference Wild Card 2 spot, which is currently held down by the Ottawa Senators, with the teams trailing within 3 points being the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Detroit Red Wings, and the New York Islanders.
Yeah.
Who is your final pick for who is going to win that Wild Card 2 spot?
So, barring anything crazy, I think you can realistically cross off Detroit and the Islanders.
3 points down, 4 games left.
Yeah, also they both can't catch Ottawa in the first tiebreaker, which is regulation wins. Ottawa's at 35, and then they're at 29-28.
Well, should we stop here and talk about how our beloved Columbus Blue Jackets are just complete loser point merchants?
Oh yeah, 27 regulation wins.
Yeah,
not looking good.
27 regulation wins, and they are they have 39 regulation wins. They have 27 losses, but.
No, they have 27 regulation wins.
Oh, yeah, sorry. 27 regulation wins, 12 overtime.
Yeah.
27 regulation wins, and yet they are still at 90 points.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're the one that's 2 points back, but like right there, the difference in the first tiebreaker means they can't tie Ottawa. They got to pass them.
Right.
Ottawa's next 4, home for Florida, at the Islanders, at New Jersey, home for Toronto. Nothing really hard in there.
Islanders would be the hardest, right?
Yeah, Columbus has a tough run. They're in Buffalo, in Montreal, home for Boston, home for Washington.
Literally all playoff teams, and then Washington, who's one of the hottest teams in the league.
Yeah, so I think it's
March.
fair to say Ottawa's going to get this one.
Yeah, I think Ottawa's probably going to get this one. The only way I could think any of these other teams sneaking in is maybe in their division. Wait, no, never mind.
Yeah, they can't even catch their division.
Yeah, because the division's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So congratulations to the Philadelphia Flyers.
For what?
For not having
they're...
any risk of their
that's pretty
spot
crazy.
getting taken. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's an argument for anyone else.
I mean, it would take a collapse by Ottawa, which would, I mean, it would be, shooting percentage hits a slump. I mean, they PDO all over themselves. Goaltending gets,
Somehow even worse.
Yeah, like their goaltending already has it. That's why such a big part of their game is limit shots on goal.
I think, legitimately, Ottawa should be a very scary team for whoever catches them in the first round.
I would want them in the first round.
They're so good. Mm-hmm. Their goaltending is just maybe the worst in the playoffs.
Yeah, but if they can play their game, limited shot attempts against, and limit high danger chances, play physical to get some odd man rushes, yeah, they're a dangerous team.
Would you take Linus Ullmark or the Pittsburgh Penguins goalie room?
So I'm looking at who? Stuart Skinner and Jeremy Swayman. No, Swayman's Boston.
Similar colors. You are looking at Stuart Skinner and what team were we talking about?
Pittsburgh Penguins.
You fucked me up with your whole Boston. Stuart Skinner, who's playing the most, and Arturas Silvos.
I think I might still somehow take that.
Yeah, I think I take that. I mean, Stuart Skinner has been actually decent,
passable, yeah,
on Pittsburgh. So I guess it's just living in Edmonton that makes you a bad goalie.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
something in the water.
Mike, let's talk about the West Wildcard 2.
The West.
While we're making predictions here, currently the West Wildcard 2. Held down by the Nashville Predators, somehow. Mm-hmm. Right behind them, the absolute shootout Merchant Kings, who are 5-9 in the shootout.
They have 19 regulation wins.
19 regulation wins.
Yeah.
That is outrageous. San Jose, distant third there. They have 2 games in hand over Nashville, and they're only down 3 points, but it's 3 points with so few games left.
Yeah, that's why I did at least write them down, because it's they got the 2 games in hand. So it's not as crazy. Vegas is 5 compared to Nashville's 4.
Is it worth mentioning that Winnipeg has been really good recently, just in time to not be able to make the playoffs?
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Now, San Jose also has a fun chance, a fun opportunity within those 6 games left to swing a couple points, because they do play Nashville.
So it's not out of the question.
It's not out of the question.
I think we're all quietly rooting for that.
I think we're all quietly rooting for that, to get Macklin Celebrini in the playoffs.
Out of those 3, it'd just be most fun to watch San Jose, even though they have a very poor defense.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever gets this wildcard 2 spot is going to get obliterated by the Avs in the first round. It doesn't matter who it is. It's just what's going to be the most fun team to watch the Avs obliterate.
Yeah. I don't really think any of them stand what you would call a chance.
But what's your final pick here?
Double checking the schedules.
Math,
yeah, the schedules they still have. The Kings schedule is not.
Looking at his algorithm.
Yeah, Kings schedule is not brutal in Vancouver, in Edmonton, at Seattle, at Vancouver, at Calgary. But I don't look at any Kings game and go, yep, definitely heavy favorite. It doesn't matter who the Kings play. I never really see them as a heavy favorite.
I don't see them as a heavy favorite, but here's the thing: they refuse to play a game where they don't pick up a point.
That's true.
Yeah,
they're gonna get it to overtime.
I mean, in the loss column, they have 26 losses, which is on par with, the Central, where it's 20-21 for Dallas and Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, San Jose, they have an opportunity, because Nashville's next 2 are at Utah and then against Minnesota, both tough games. If they were to drop those, and then their 3rd game is that game against San Jose's in a striking distance by the time that game happens. I think they do this. You know what? I'm gonna root for a wild finish, and San Jose gets in there.
Last day of the season.
What?
San Jose, Chicago.
Yeah, they got Winnipeg.
Who's playing in Chicago on Chicago's last game?
I think that's the last game of Chicago's season. Yeah, and then San Jose has one more after that against.
Got it.
Winnipeg.
Got it. Well, that game, could be impactful and cheap, because the Blackhawks are so fucking bad. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with the Kings.
Kings at a castle.
I'm going to go with the Kings. It's not what I want.
No.
It won't make me happy. But so at a certain point, you just have to bet on the team that's mathing correctly for the NHL. And as long as the NHL's handing out loser points,
right,
then the Kings just are, they can't not get loser points.
Yeah.
And they're currently holding on to a 2-game win streak.
Ooh, Red Hot Kings.
Which is actually the best of any team in this race.
Nice.
Those three are so bad. Like San Jose is going to be like a legitimately good team in a few years if they keep doing things right.
Yeah.
But the Preds and Kings are like legitimately bad teams that are just getting propped up by.
Yeah, so I mean,
NHL
the Kings are trying to make this run for Kopitar.
Mm-hmm. Anze,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mike, continuing on with our contested picks. The Atlantic Division winner. So currently the standings in your Atlantic Division, I do say your specifically, all three teams tied at 102.
4 games left.
4 games left for all of them. Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Montreal, currently in that order due to tiebreakers. Mike, who do you have winning this division?
So yeah, Tampa Bay and Buffalo are actually both tied in regulation wins at 39, but Tampa Bay has the second tiebreaker with 44 regulation or overtime wins to Buffalo's 42.
I think the same amount of points if they're tied in regulation wins, but Tampa Bay has more overtime wins. You see what I'm saying?
Math.
I mean, yeah, they know what they're doing there, right? Like, you see what I'm saying there? Isn't that odd? I guess.
Well, no,
because you know why? I bet
shootout's still 2 points.
No, but I was gonna say I bet that Tampa has one more regulation loss, and Buffalo has 2 regulation losses.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Nope, that's exactly what it is. I just looked at
is it?
the column. Yeah.
Okay. Now, for Buffalo, it's kind of just like head down, try to take care of your business because Tampa Bay and Montreal are going to potentially like knock one of the other out. Because,
they play each other?
Yeah, their next game is against each other.
Oh, shit. When's that?
Tomorrow. That game's tomorrow. So Tampa Bay is going to be on the road in Montreal. They're heading to Boston. They're home for Detroit, home for New York.
Which New York?
The Rangers. Good point. Buffalo, they're in New York, home for Columbus.
Which New York?
Sorry, the Rangers. Home for Columbus, in Chicago, and then their last game of the season is at home against Dallas. So they got a tough draw.
But at that point,
what does Dallas care? They can't catch their division.
Yeah, and how much of a cushion do they have over Minnesota right now?
I feel like it's
2 points.
2 points. So.
Yeah, so it might be a scoreboard watching game for Dallas.
Is it real? I mean, I guess if they really wanted home ice over that'd be what it was. They really want home ice over Minnesota, then they would be worried.
Yeah.
But either way, their first round matchup set.
So back to the Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
First, I want to just apologize to the Boston Bruins, who would be home ice team in the Metropolitan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you play in the Atlantic, and now you're a wild card team.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
So enjoy having to play whoever wins the Atlantic.
And then lastly, Montreal, like I said, Tampa Bay, and then they're gonna be home for Columbus, and they're heading to New York to play the Islanders.
Thank you.
And they're going to go to Philly to play them Dirty Birds.
That's a hard stretch.
That's not an easy stretch, but Montreal's a bit of like a vibes-fueled team. They've
been fucking hot recently.
And they lead the league in comeback wins.
I saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we were watching the same hockey game.
Yeah. So they're a bit vibes-fueled. I'm going to go ahead because I'm a homer. I'm picking Buffalo, obviously.
Yeah, I think I'm picking Montreal, just because they've been outrageously hot at the right time. They had the shootout win we watched yesterday. They had a shootout win over the Devils a little bit earlier. The only team they've lost to in their last 10 is, you want to guess?
Buffalo?
Red Wings.
That's so weird.
The Red Wings are the only team they've lost to in their last 10. They have, already have a win over the Lightning. I'm sorry. In their last 10, they lost 3-0 to the Devils. I went back to their 11th game. And they have a 3-1 win over the Hurricanes. So they're beating good teams, too.
There.
It's just, they've just been outrageously hot, man. And they already beat the Islanders 7-3, and they're playing them again. So I think they could probably carry this out. They've had a lot better goaltending than when we were covering them. When Sam Malteball looked like the Linus Hallmark of the NHL.
Which year? This year Linus Hallmark?
This year Linus Hallmark.
Or last year Linus Hallmark?
Yeah.
Or basically just not that 1 year in Boston.
Just not that 1 year in Boston. You got it. Is it surprising that neither of us are taking Tampa Bay, who have the same record of the last 10 as Buffalo and looked like the presumptive second best team in the league for 3/4 of the season?
Yeah, I guess it is. The big thing is just them having that game against Montreal when they're so hot right now. Like, that's the big difference and why we'd say they're not going to win it.
And that game's, you said, on tomorrow?
On Thursday.
On Thursday.
Thursday.
I was trying to look up heart odds, and every betting site wants me to sign in now, which I'm just not going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see where the odds were sitting. I wanted to see if we could still claim a Kucherov Hart finally for the second time. Let's see here. I finally got in. I got past the security.
I hacked the mainframe. I bypassed the firewall.
You can't. Oh yeah, you can. No, you can't bet on Hart.
Fact.
Oh yeah, you can. McKinnon's retaking it. Plus 105.
Yeah.
Plus 105 McKinnon. Plus 120 Kucherov. Macklin Celebrini plus 900.
Oh, good for Macklin.
Still no defenseman.
I'll have him one day.
And the other one is you betting on Cole Caulfield or Nate McKinnon to win the Rocket Richard.
I think Max still has like a 3 or 4 goal lead on him.
Yeah, we had like that one moment, but McKinnon's kind of extended his lead a little bit.
So like unless we're like, hey, maybe we rest McKinnon for a couple games and Caulfield pops off, but I don't think it happens.
Yeah, so McKinnon has a 2-goal lead with 1 game in hand.
Only 2 goals though.
But a whole extra game. He could score 16 goals in that game.
That's true, he could, unless the net's wide open.
Yeah.
And the gold medal's on the line.
All right, Mike. Let's close this out with the Pacific Division winner. The Pacific Division.
We go from like arguably like what, like the second strongest? Or,
yeah, the most competitive division in the East easily.
Yeah, to like the just total dumpster division of the entire league.
We almost need a nickname for this year's Pacific, where it's 2 teams that seemed absolutely poised to be contenders. Now, none of us believe in any of them, and no one wants to win this division.
And then the Anaheim Ducks are just hanging around.
Currently, the standings in this division. By the way, I apologize to Boston for not being in the Metro. If they were in the Pacific, they would be the 1 seed.
Oh, yeah. They'd have it locked up, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, they would have an 8-point lead with
4 games left. Yeah.
Currently, Edmonton finally took the lead after a win over Anaheim, followed by Vegas, who's tied but is way behind on tiebreakers because they love the shootout.
Yeah.
And finally, Anaheim with their minus 19 goal differential.
Who's even farther behind.
Who's at 87 and also loves the shootout.
So, yeah, funny thing about Anaheim is currently teams that are in playoff spots, they got the record for lowest amount of regulation wins at 24.
That is so wild.
Yeah. Any other year, Edmonton would not. Or no, in your typical year, Anaheim's not in this race. But, hey, sometimes things fall your way. Congratulations. 4 games left for everybody. So we'll start with the McDavid-led Oilers, who are going to be at San Jose, at the Kings of the Castle, home for Colorado, could be what cost them, and then on the road against the almighty Canucks.
Oh, well, everything's West Coast though.
Yeah, they're playing the West.
Yeah, but like they don't have like a weird game against Tampa,
like some Central team, or like going East. Yeah, Vegas is going to be in Seattle. In Colorado. Oh, shit. So they could also do damage to them. Home for Winnipeg, who has been playing really well, like we said. And then finish up their season at home against the Kraken. Then you have the Anaheim. How the
West
hell?
Coast.
Oh, West Coast, yeah. Anaheim is also in San Jose. Home for Vancouver, at Minnesota, and then at Nashville.
God, if we were doing Team Town alone for the next week, San Jose would be the team.
Yeah. I just don't, like, Anaheim 1 game back, don't have the tiebreaker, down 1 point. I'm crossing them off the list because the 3 of the last 4 are on the road, and they're all against tough teams.
They're also in a 4-game skid right now.
Yeah, San Jose, Minnesota, Nashville, and Nashville just goalied the shit out of them last night.
UC Soros will do that to you sometimes.
It wasn't even UC Soros; it was their backup.
Yeah, but he'll do it to you sometimes.
Yeah, 43 shots, and they're shooting. The Ducks' shooting percentage, they were in the numbers. Their shooting percentage last night on those 43 shots was 0.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Advanced analytics.
So the Ducks have lost. They got shut out against Predators. They lost 5-3 to the Flames in a game we watched.
Yeah.
They lost 6-2 to the Blues, 4-3 to the Sharks in their last 4.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Ducks...
They lost to the Blues, Flames, and Predators.
Yeah.
by a combined, hold on, 4, 2, 5, 11 goals.
That's rough.
Yeah. You know, if they had won all those by 11 goals, they would almost have a positive goal differential.
That'd be close. So yeah, it's Edmonton or Vegas, and I mean,
Vegas undefeated under John Tortorella.
I know that's why I just think they're the hot team right now.
Yeah.
They got better vibes. Torts is like, you know what, Mike Regan of the Town Load, I love your podcast. It's the best one I've ever listened to, and you are such a smart guy, but fuck you for doubting me, taking over this job.
Vegas has had a little bit of a cupcake schedule recently with 2 games against the Canucks. And, you know, to be fair, 2 games against the Oilers and a game against the Flames. But under Tortorella, you know, undefeated is undefeated. That's all I'm saying. And they're beating teams handily.
Yeah, and it also helps them that 2 of their last 4 are against Seattle.
You saying Seattle's not a...
They're not a playoff team.
No. I mean, literally no.
Literally no.
Yeah.
And also they're just like a boring blah team.
Despite all year basically being a playoff team.
Yeah, like hanging around there,
Yeah.
but now it's just not happening.
Right up until the end, eh?
Yeah, and I mean, if Vegas, they beat Seattle next, and if they get that on the road, if they can somehow beat Colorado, I'm locking it up there for them. I
think I'm going Vegas too. The Tortorella assance has been for real. I think that I honestly think that we may have as a podcast, as a company, I dare say as a society, underrated how bad the vibes were with Bruce Cassidy.
Yeah, that's true.
The players just didn't like him, man.
They
And
like him.
it's hard to show up to work and do your best when you just don't like the guy calling the shots.
I mean, literally, the Sabres are just playing with the team Kevin Adams built. And they fired him, and they got really good.
Was Kevin Adams just like jerking off in a houseplant?
I don't know. I think they really hated the palm tree comment. I don't know.
Rasmus Dahlin was just staring at his apartment that was full of palm trees, weeping openly that Kevin Adams thought there was no palm trees. It's like, he doesn't care about my interests.
That's Rasmus Dahlin's hobby, growing palm trees
yeah.
in a cold climate.
It's like when you get a tree to grow underground in Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like...
That was the most I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm not going to
No,
justify
I know.
it.
I didn't know you could... I didn't know you could grow one underground. I guess you can grow one in a cave. They have caves there.
Yeah.
And they got the black guys. Like the all black things, what are they called? The
NBA
Enders
players?
or whatever? No, like they're one of the...
Endermen.
Endermen, yes. The cousin of
Started
Slenderman.
dribbling.
That's how their arms move. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that some people don't believe in because it's very like momentum, vibes fueled, mental aspect of sports.
You can't calculate it.
You can't calculate it, but there is a thing where they're like make the coaching change because sometimes it just like gives the team a boost. You see it in football sometimes where a team's struggling and their QB is playing crappy and they're like they need to make the QB change. Like just like shaking it up, fresh guy in there, like that give it a boost.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
like in football, it's definitely susceptible to like a dead cat bounce where you get like one good week out of it.
Yeah.
Hockey, like seriously, day-to-day basis, what does a coach really do?
Skates around the ice.
Yeah.
And he goes, legs feed the wolf, gentlemen. This isn't weaving for weaving's sake.
So with the idea that like coaches in the NHL on a day-to-day basis aren't really doing much besides coming up with a lineup. So it's just about like motivating and not having everything suck for your team.
Yeah. Well, Torts also has a busy schedule because he probably is doing a lot of press conferences.
Where he's yelling at
where he's
reporters.
like you, and they ask him like an understandable question, and he's like, dumb question, fuck you, next, you.
You think he does the same thing at like Thanksgiving?
Probably.
His family is like, how was your year? And, you know, his niece goes, oh, you know, I left my Girl Scout troop. No, that's dumb. Next, you. How was your year? What are you thankful for?
I can't believe you'd say that. That was the dumbest answer I've ever heard in my life.
I'm thankful for my mom and my dad. That's basic. Next. Mike, now that we have discussed the positives of the league, the teams that are playoff bound, the people who will be fighting tooth and nail and blood and eyeball for a Stanley Cup championship to hang in the rafters forever, upside down, dripping beer on you. Let's talk about some teams that won't make it. But let's discuss why maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah. What went right for these teams? So these are the silver linings for the teams that disappointed this year. And we'll start here because, oh God, I can taste it. I'm like going to pass out from all the SEO. It's just assaulting me left and right. The Toronto Maple Leafs, Mike.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
What is the silver lining on the Toronto Maple Leafs is its lost year? Now I fucked up the SEO, you know?
Yeah. Silver lining for me, there's a few things you could look at. One, like, hey, you cratered but it can't get worse than that, I think. You know? Um,
Your cross-border rival
yeah.
is in the playoffs for the first time in 15 years. You're the worst Canadian team because people forget Vancouver's in Canada.
Yeah, you had an E next to your name with like 2 weeks left to play.
Uh-huh.
But you look at it and say, well, one, we didn't waste another spectacular Matthews year. Also, what would you want? Would you want to get into the playoffs, get knocked out in like first, second round, and then the organization have the mindset of like, this is still the team that can do it? Or do you want to have that year where shit just goes so wrong that they're finally like, all right, so-and-so who got fired, the GM who...
Brad Treliving.
Yeah, Brad Treliving. That's not working. He's out. And we need to make some substantial changes if we want to make this work.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of why this year could be a positive for the Maple Leafs, because it really created this year. And it usually teams go out with a whimper, not a bang. Mm-hmm. And Toronto went out with a bang. And this gives you the freedom to say, fuck it, we're going San Jose mode.
I don't know if they'll go that far.
But like, it gives you the opportunity to do that.
Yeah,
right? Like if you in your soul as ownership feel that the Tavares, Nylander, Matthews core has had its time in the sun and it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You go scorched earth, trade all three of them.
Yeah.
And you could say, we are burning this down to the rubble and we are rebuilding because this is Toronto and people will pay tickets if we just have one guy out there with a tuba who won't stop farting.
And there's also a world where on like the other outcome is that rebuild on the fly where we see a team with like already some good substantial talent in certain areas.
Where would those areas be?
I mean, they have a good center spine.
Not if they trade them all away.
That's true. But where ping pong balls drop your way, you get a high pick. You get one of the top players.
Look at the Islander last year.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if, and obviously like the teams at the bottom of the West are way lower in points, I think. I don't have the standings up in front of me, obviously.
Yeah, I can.
But so they may have way better odds. But could you imagine if Toronto somehow got number one and got Gavin McKenna? A guy potentially ready to like step in day one, make an impact.
So right now, Toronto has a 0% chance at the number one overall pick. Do you want to know why?
So they don't have a first round pick?
Yeah, because they traded to Boston.
For what? Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me it was Brandon Carlo.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up.
I'm pretty sure it was Brandon Carlo. That's the last time they traded with Boston.
It is for Brandon Carlo.
That is one of those moves that I was like, I love it. And then I was so wrong.
So they, let's unsilver lining a little bit because they're not getting Gavin McKenna.
Yeah.
But maybe they can get the Gavin McKenna of next year.
Yeah. Maybe they bring in Tom Fitzgerald.
Oh, poor Toronto.
Yeah. Hire Bruce Cassidy.
That is a brutal beat for them. Yeah, hire Bruce Cassidy. You could just basically make yourself the Vegas Golden Knights.
There you go.
Mike, with that being the silver lining for the Toronto Maple Leafs, what is the silver lining for the aforementioned New Jersey Devils who recently fired Tom Fitzgerald?
They fired Tom Fitzgerald? Who I don't think our consensus was not the worst GM, but not exactly a good GM.
Yeah, I think that the obnoxious thing with New Jersey has been their inability to play physical playoff hockey in the past.
Oh, yeah.
And, some of that is your team goes as Jack Hughes goes, and Jack Hughes, despite his post-Olympic rap, not great through physicality. He's a little bit smaller. I mean, that's just how it is. I'm not calling him, like, a bitch or anything. He's just a smaller dude. He can get pushed off pucks. And this gives you the opportunity to change the face of your organization. I'm not saying move away from Hughes, but go from being this high-octane, we're going to be San Jose West East team, to saying, okay, we need to complement Jack Hughes. We need to bring in people with a little bit more of elite scoring talent. We got our goaltender set. We got some of our top six set, but now we can bring in some more depth around Hughes that can also just like we get a real checking line in here. Like you could change what your team is now, and you have the pass to that. We already know Dougie Hamilton's on the way out. You got some other pieces you can trade, especially on your blue line. But I think that this, kind of like we were saying with Toronto, this gives you a checkpoint. Yeah. Where you can jump ship in a new direction.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a good point where they got to go a little tougher. Because especially playing in the East, there's just a lot of teams that are going to want to get physical. Yeah. Back check, pound you on the boards. Just really pound you. 60 minutes of hard pounding. before they put it in the goal on you.
Go 5-hole.
Yeah.
They also, like, let me ask you this. Is this a flashpoint? I know they just got him, but do you just flip Markstrom?
Yeah.
A little bit older. He's good.
Up and down. Like, they first got him. He didn't have a great year. And then he's had, like, some better. I think this year he did better.
Yeah, he's a pretty good year. I can pull up his exact expected, or goal saved above expected, but I think he's pretty high up there.
Yeah, but then on the flip, the team in front of him took a big dip. I think defensively.
On the flip, the team in front of him took a big dip.
Yeah, I think defensively this team has. That's, like, probably a bit more of my area of focus if I'm new GM, Kevin McGM, that takes over, is trying to build a really strong blue line to put in front of Markstrom if I keep him.
So I said Markstrom's had a good year.
He hasn't.
Minus 11.9 expected, goal saved above expected. What? Goal saved above expected. I threw too many expecteds in there. Jake Allen, on the other hand, 7.9 goal saved above expected in 35 games.
Oh, really? In 35?
35.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you try to move Markstrom. That could be a play. I don't know what his cap hit looks like.
He's expensive, but...
Because I imagine he's probably still on whatever deal Calgary signed him to.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember they did that. Because there was all this scuttlebutt of, like, maybe they should move out Markstrom, and they inked him to a big deal instead.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, the next year, they were like, let's move out Markstrom.
This ain't working. So, some of their guys in their prime that could be hot trade candidates. Timo Meier, Dawson Mercer, Jesper Bratt, Connor Brown. Any of those guys do anything for you? Dougie Hamilton, Luke Hughes. Nick Bjugstad?
I mean, you can look at some of their older vets.
Like Nick Bjugstad?
Yeah. Or like a Timo or a Dougie. My only thing is you have to keep in mind they're no longer a team that's in a situation where it's like, oh, like we can, like, based on like the timeline of our top players, like that timeline's different now. Jack Hughes has been in the league for what, 6 years, 7 years now?
Longer than that.
Yeah. Nico Herscher came in, got drafted I think the year before him.
Yeah.
So like two of their top best players are already.
They're in their prime.
They're in their prime.
Yeah.
So you have to go now.
I like that. You know, that's kind of the error with this particular part of the silver lining. Unless you know, if you're a Devils fan and you're not so about min-maxing, your team's gonna be competitive for another 4 years. It's a bad year. It's a down year. This team's gonna be a playoff team next year.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, like.
So I mean, they every year has been a decline since that
second round.
That second round, it's just been doop doop doop. And they seem to, when you look at them in the Jack Hughes era, I mean, once they kind of became a good team, they've been in this like revolving door of make playoffs, miss playoffs, make playoffs, miss playoffs.
And if you are a Devils fan, especially one that was old enough to see their last cup, maybe that's okay. Just have a competitive team every year.
Yeah.
If you're someone who is like, cups are bust, we have to win the cup, you might want to start thinking about who you're okay with saying goodbye to.
Yeah.
Like your grandmother.
Sorry, Granny.
I gotta kill you for the Devils to play well. Mike, next up, the former... What's it called when you win the most games in the league? President's Trophy. I could not remember that for the life of me for a second. The former President's Trophy winning, goaltender having, second best team in New York, the Rangers.
This was a harder one to find a silver lining.
Can I say, I can confidently say this was my easiest one to find a silver lining on.
Okay. Let me hear yours.
You're in the tank. Good job. You guys made a decision.
Yeah, like I thought about that in a sense of like, okay, this kind of pushed you to say like, all right, we can move off Panarin.
You move off Panarin, move out Miko Zibanejad.
They moved off Kreider in the preseason, obviously.
Moved off Trouba.
I think JT Miller would be a guy I'd move off of.
I mean,
I would get Lafreniere off the fucking books.
I would trade basically all of them away.
Yeah, of the 4 teams that we're talking about today, because we got one more to go, if you told me which one should go full rebuild, it's the Rangers.
Yeah, no question. Now, Mike, do you know where they currently sit in the odds for the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes?
Is it 0%? Did they trade? Okay.
9.5% of it.
That's solid.
9.5%. And they can't fall lower than 5, I believe.
Okay, so they're going to get a top 5 player. Yeah, so they're in a good spot to tear things down. I'm really rooting for their GM, Chris Drury. Obviously, former Sabre, captain for a few years. The back-to-back years we made a run to the East Finals. He was there. You know what's crazy about that?
What?
Like from guys on those teams, Drury's the GM, obviously, like I said, New York. Danny Briere, who's on the team as well. It's fucking awesome. GM
Yeah.
in Philly.
Yeah.
And then Mike Greer is the GM in San Jose.
That's pretty cool.
I know.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Was Lindy Ruff on that team?
He was the coach. So I'm rooting for them to pull things around. But also it's tough because when it's like we're going to go full rebuild, there's also like this, they're in a tough market.
And they are the team that a few years ago was like, we're going full rebuild, and then won the President's Trophy coming out of that.
Yeah.
And then this is the result. I mean, but even that President's Trophy winning year, has there ever been a time where anyone's been like the Rangers are a Cup final team? I mean, they have great goaltending, obviously.
You know, coming off of, I think it's the highest expectations were when they were coming off that year that Shesterkin won the Vezina. It was just like nuclear, out of his mind good.
That was, the next year after they won the President's Trophy. Yeah. And it's kind of same thing. They've fallen into a complete puddle.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that this is where we, as viewers at home who pay attention to hockey and GMs who really like guys who backcheck, kind of disconnect a little bit.
Yeah.
Because people love JT Miller. And I don't get it. Yeah, but they can get something for him, right? And people, like they could probably get something for like, they definitely could for Mika Zibanejad. He's a little expensive, but he has his role that works really well. They got good stuff for Chris Kreider. I mean, why couldn't they get good stuff for the rest of these guys?
Yeah, but like what? I don't know. If JT Miller's contract's not cheap, I know that.
Let's see.
If I'll pull it up real fast. And as much as you can say like, oh, he has like some two-way ability, that
$8 million a year.
Yeah, that's not what he's there for.
Through 29-30.
They went out and got JT Miller so they could have another 30 to 35 goal scorer on their team. Right?
Yeah, I agree with that. You want to guess how many goals he has on the year, Mike?
Like what, 19?
Is that your final guess?
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up. What? You think I just remembered it off the top of my head?
No, just you're telling me it's not like you had it right in front of you.
17.
Okay.
Another guy. I completely forgot to mention him. Vincent Trocheck. Another guy they probably get something for.
Trocheck's playing really well, though. I like Trocheck.
But I like Trocheck as like a 3C or a 4C on like a competitive team.
Yeah. And I said about Miller during the Olympics, I was like, his value is just if, pucks are going in.
He's literally a large body.
He's a large body, and he can get 30 goals at him, great. If he's not scoring that, I feel like his value plummets. And I don't even think of him as a guy who, maybe I'm wrong, and people push back. I don't think of him as a guy who's like really big-time playmaker. Is going to set other guys up. 33
assists on the years, about 50-50 secondary to primary.
Okay.
And not a defensive stalwart either. No. He's just a little slow-footed to play defense. I mean, like, I think that he in his head thinks he's good at defense, but the product on the like, he's never going to be even a top 10 Selke guy.
Yeah, in his prime, he's a slower Stuart Skinner.
Oh, I was thinking...
Not Stuart Skinner, slower Jeff Skinner, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was thinking the goalie, and I realized you were saying Jeff Skinner. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you and I have been out on JT Miller for a long time. Mm-hmm. I want to see one more thing with him, though, that I can't remember what I was going to look up now. So I guess we'll never know what I was going to look up, Mike. Oh, I wanted to see what his highest Selke finish is. Mike, JT Miller, a guy who I believe considers himself to be a quality defensive forward, and maybe is a quality but not great one. Mm-hmm. What is his highest Selke finish ever?
12th.
12th? Mm-hmm. 15th. Now, who do you think he finished behind that year?
Can I get the year?
It is 2023-2024. Who was ahead of JT Miller for the Selke?
That point in his career.
I will. So there's basically, I'm trying to get one name in particular out of you, and I will give you this one hint. It is a player that Team USA did not want because they wanted to focus on defense.
Was it Cole Caulfield or Jason Robertson?
Jason Robertson finished ahead of him in Selke voting.
Wow, that's funny. I don't entirely think of, because he's such a good goal scorer. You don't even entirely think of that part of Robertson's game.
He's not.
He's sneaky.
As I feel like as he's gotten to like the elite offensive talent level, he's kind of DeJounte Murray'd it. Like, he's not an elite defensive player because he's an elite offensive player.
Yeah, he's getting more like offensive zone face-offs or like neutral zone entries onto the ice.
Yeah, or just even on the defensive end, he's kind of playing more of a passive role because he's using his energy on the offensive end.
Yeah.
And you know what? To be fair, so you get paid. You'll never guess who won the Selke that year, Mike.
Was that Barkov?
It was Barkov. Yeah. All right, Mike. One more silver lining team. Do we have a silver? Oh, the Tank was a silver lining.
Yeah.
Speaking of Barkov, silver lining for the Panthers, which probably is actually the easiest one.
Yeah, just that you needed a year to.
How many fucking games did they play over the last 3 years?
Yeah, it was going to happen eventually. I think even if you made the playoffs, like I think the tank would have hit E at some point. Like Barkov is such an integral part of that team.
Yeah, preseason injury. He'll be back next year, and maybe he'll be what 68% Barkov to start, 71% Barkov to start.
He'll get his legs back under him.
He'll get his legs back under him, exactly. You got to get off the Bobrovsky contract. That's the thing.
He's in the last year of it.
Is it the last year?
It's last year, so that's $10 million off the books.
It literally doesn't matter who you have in net next year.
Yeah.
Like Barkov, or not Barkov, sorry. Bobrovsky he's bad now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's bad this year. You also had the Matt Tkachuk injury coming out of the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Marchand had a good year, but is also getting a little bit older. Like this,
and he missed a huge shit of time before the Olympics.
A huge shit of time.
Huge shit of time. He was, because he was dealing with those injuries that like stuck with him last year after the Four Nations and like lingered all the way through that cup run.
Who were we watching? Yeah, who were we watching them play last night that went to the shootout? Was Montreal?
Yeah.
Yeah. That team, that Panthers team, watching them play Montreal, I was still like, fuck, man. They're just like, everything is hard against them. Yeah. I don't care that they have not been a playoff team since November.
Yeah.
Everything against this Panthers team is hard when they are at 60% capacity. Like, they are going to be in the playoffs next year.
Oh, for sure. And that's like the reason why you can stay optimistic as a Panthers fan, because you're like, all right, Reinhart in his prime, Tkachuk still in his prime, Barkov, even though he's coming off injury, still in his prime. Ekblad, Tilly's in his prime, I think.
Yeah. And they'll trade for someone else.
Yeah, Sam Bennett still in his prime. Yeah. Marchand obviously getting to the end of the run. Sun's getting real low, big guy. Sun's getting real low, big nose guy. But yeah, so they have so many other core still in their prime that they just got to tinker some down. Because that's also a thing that I think we didn't mention is the name just can't move. I'm pretty sure they lost a couple pieces off that blue line in the offseason that they couldn't hang on to just as like cap casualties.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look specifically.
Yeah. If it wasn't last, I think it may have been like a couple guys over the course of the last 2 years.
Who was it? There was some guy that I think it was Bennett. We all thought was going to go somewhere else, and he just wanted to stay in Florida and signed like a little bit under his market cap deal.
Yeah, that put him in a tough cap space this offseason because it was like they wanted Marchand back, and then Bennett just had an unreal playoff run.
Yeah. And
so they also gave him some good money. So yeah, I think there's just going to be some tinkering and figuring out your goaltending spot and get healthy, and you're back at it.
I kind of want to take a look at their cap sheet here real quick while we're chit-chatting. I guess some people call it doing a podcast. So they're projected to be $7 million over the cap next year. I would love if I knew how to use Puckpedia. You ever think about that?
I'm pretty good at navigating it, but
I just never use it.
I'm just preoccupied.
Yeah, so AJ Greer, Noah Gregor, no one else really on their forward line. Sergei Bobrovsky, Tarasov in their net are free agents, and then on defense, no one that important. So they're losing basically no one if they don't want to. They're $7 million over the cap, so they'll have to do something, especially when Barkov comes back.
Yeah, but they could really. I think they got some guys down their roster that teams would be interested in. Like what's the Lundell salary?
You fucking love Anton Lundell.
Dude, he was great at the beginning of the year, and like he's one of those guys they had who was like, damn, depth center who's just great 2A.
Let's see. It's Verhaeghe you love.
I do love Verhaeghe. Dude, Verhaeghe's so clutch.
Anton Lundell, 5 a year at 24 years old. I think maybe Verhaeghe's the move. He's got a no move, but $7 million a year, and he's 30.
Yeah,
I love me some Verhaeghe, but maybe that's the move to get under the cap. That basically is the exact amount that they are going to be over the cap. Move out Verhaeghe, retain none of it, get 412 draft picks in return.
Yeah. Who would take? For some reason, I could feel like I could see like Vegas manipulating the cap and somehow getting Verhaeghe.
I mean, he makes sense in a lot of those teams, like Vegas, San Jose, Anaheim, all those teams that just need a little bit more, either scoring or some more adults in the room. He makes a lot of sense there.
I like him in Buffalo.
Of course you would. Here is what I wanted to check real quick. Is I want to see there's a condition. So the Panthers are going to owe their pick to the Blackhawks this year if it falls outside of the top 10. It's top 10 protected. So the Panthers also have a rare opportunity to, in a cup defense year, maintain their first overall pick or first round pick if it falls in the top 10, which is pretty likely to stay in the top 10 right now.
Yeah, they got a good shot.
Yeah. So this could be a huge turnaround year for the Panthers.
Yeah.
If we did like our football thing where we had a season-long team talent alone, the Panthers would be in hefty consideration for next year. Yeah. They're going to be a very fun team that is going to be very good.
Yeah, so was that first a part of the...
Seth Jones.
Seth Jones, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that was part of that was Spencer Knight, too.
Yeah, it was Seth Jones and a 2026 fourth-round pick for Spencer Knight and the 26th first if the first was in the top 10. It'll defer to next year in 27, at which point it'll probably end up being the 32nd pick.
Damn, you're already calling the Panthers the cup winners.
It's just how it fucking works for Chicago, man.
Yeah.
This team has been rebuilding for so long, and every few years ago, what if we traded away all of our 24-year-olds?
What if they could Gavin McKenna?
Then he's going to be bad.
Well, I mean, he's at least... I feel like he's bigger and more physical than a...
It's hard not to be.
Little boy Bedard.
It's hard not to be bigger and more physical than Bedard.
Who, I think Bedard really, he came back from injury and hasn't been the same.
No, he had a super down year. He was competing with being like the best young guy in the league with Celebrini almost up to the Olympic break.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it's just, he missed some time coming right out of the Olympic break and he just hasn't been good. Also, just like colloquially, in Chicago, 2 years ago, there was Bedard jerseys everywhere. During hockey season, you would see 98s everywhere. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think I've seen a 98 jersey all year.
Is it a bunch of like Frankie Nazars?
I've seen at least one Nazar because it was the first time I'd heard a Nazar was like preseason and I saw the Nazar.
American.
And mostly right now it's Bears jerseys. Okay. Bears and Cubs.
Yeah. What's that? They got one really good young defenseman.
Blackhawks?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can figure out who you're talking about.
Who was like a top half of the draft first round pick.
I'm an idiot. I just pulled up the list of all defensemen. Are you talking about Levashunov?
Yeah.
Levashunov?
Mm-mm.
I mean, he's the best defenseman. He's only been in the league for 2 years.
Oh, okay. That's something else.
You could be talking about Alex Vlasic, but he's been in the league for longer than that.
Never mind. Maybe I was wrong.
I mean, they might have a guy coming up that you're thinking of. Sam Wrinkle.
Wrinkle.
Everyone on this team, by the way, is like 18 to 23 years old.
Young team.
It's a young team, and they're so bad. All right, Mike, that's our silver lining. Let's we only got one more thing to really do here, and that's we got to talk about the Philadelphia Flyers team talent alone for the last 7 days. Once again, the team talent alone
got hot.
Yeah, the team talent alone. I don't even know what we call it. The team talent alone bump. The team talent alone rub.
Yeah.
We took a team in this Eastern Conference playoffs that we have been mired in for the last couple of months at this point because we've done Detroit, Ottawa. Early in the season, we had Montreal, but we did Columbus.
Yeah, I think Philly. I think they were like just like a point or two outside of the wild card.
Yeah, that's why we picked them because they were in that wild card race. Because we basically were like them, the Islanders. Like we picked a bunch of those teams.
Yeah, and then they just got hot the last week, and now they're in their division.
Seriously, like since the Olympic break, our only reprieve from this wild card race in the East has been the 1 week we did in Vegas, and in that week, they fired Bruce Cassidy. But we saved the Flyer season. They go 3-1 with their lone loss being to the Wings in regulation, which surprised me, Mike, because I didn't know the Red Wings were capable of winning regulation.
It's not really part of their deal.
That team lives for the overtime, Mike. Yeah. They live for the heart-pounding 3-on-3. Mm-hmm. It's part of the Yzer plan. But we got to talk about these Flyers, Mike. Mm-hmm. Just like always, we're going to go through their good, their bad, and their But right now, they're sitting pretty safely in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Do you believe that they will be there come May 1st, April 23rd, whenever the playoffs start?
Yeah, I think I feel pretty good they will be there right now, the way they're playing. And also they have, they probably have like 4 games left as well.
Yeah, if they're in their division, the only team that's really breathing down their neck would be Washington. Islanders are Metro.
Yeah. How many points do they have again?
92.
92? Oh, yeah, so they're 3 ahead of the Islanders.
Yeah, 3 ahead of the Islanders, 5 ahead of the Capitals. So,
yeah, so they're pretty safe.
They're pretty safe in there. I mean, that's division's basically set. So they're probably gonna be a road ice team against Pittsburgh in the first round.
Oh, Battle of Pennsylvania.
First round,
that'll be fun.
Yeah. Who do you think Rob McElhinney is rooting for?
Philly, obviously.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, man. Pittsburgh's a more popular team. You think he doesn't really seem like a hockey guy, so you don't think he'd be like, just being on Sit the Kid?
No. I think it's just all Go Birds Eagles fans about it.
But Mike, with that, we do have to talk about the good, the bad, and the what from a week of Flyers hockey. I got to be honest, didn't watch a lot of Flyers before this.
Yeah.
There's some surprises in there. The other thing that we got in our time watching them was we didn't just get them off to a scorching 3-1 run, 75% points percentage. We also were there for the Porter Martone.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down Martone, but isn't it Malone?
Mike Malone?
Is it the UNC coach? It's Porter Malone, right? I just wrote his name down wrong.
I think so.
Yeah, Porter Malone. No, it is Porter Martone.
Porter Martone.
I wrote down Martone and I was like, that has to be Malone, right? I'm just an idiot. The Porter Martone debut.
Yeah.
So he debuts against the Caps, which is actually technically before we were watching him.
Mm.
But he has, since then, in 4 games, he has 4 points, including 3 in his last 2 games. Has an overtime game winner against Boston. 4.25 shots on goal per game. This guy is just fucking ripping it.
Mm-hmm.
Just ripping it. This is my good, by the way. It's Porter Martone, who is just off to a great start. We'll see, like, this team already has like a weird mix of youth and dudes who are old and washed.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see how he kind of fits into the lineup. They have a forward depth problem where they have too many forwards and not enough centers, which I'm sure we'll get to a little bit more here in a second. But I'll be curious to see where Porter ends up in the lineup here. But I just like him, man. He's big. He's a right shot. He just rips the puck. I pro-comped him to angry Zach Hyman.
I like that. Yeah, this is a fun time of the year because you're seeing it's like late in the year where I'm not great with the timeline of things, but I imagine like the regular season for like the juniors, Canadian Hockey League.
Well, no one's in juniors anymore. Everyone's in college.
Is wrapping up. Yeah, and also like college seasons are wrapping up, so you're seeing guys, they don't have to burn an entry level year, like sign them to entry level, but they don't have to burn a year of it, I think.
Yeah, ECL's like anything over
20 games.
20 games, I think.
Yeah. So they can bring them up for the last week or so of the season and get a taste of them. I got a good. Can I throw it out there?
Yeah, what's your good?
I don't, once again, uninformed, don't have my laptop or phone with me, but so I don't remember the exact deal of the trade, but I feel like they sold low on Zegras.
You mean Botlow?
Bought low on Zegras and are getting the best year of Zegras that we've seen basically since he did a Michigan goal and got the NHL cover.
That is the wildest NHL cover.
Yeah.
So they traded him. Philly traded away Ryan Poulin, a 2025 second round pick from Columbus, and a 2026 fourth round pick for Travis Zegras. Yeah.
I think they did pretty well. And like Zegras.
And they gave him an extension that's like, I think also totally fine.
Yeah. And I think the thing with Zegras in Anaheim is, well, he also dealt with injuries there. And also, I think expectations of him got too high.
Yeah, I mean, like the shell cover, people they look back at the Trent Dilfer cover, like they won't understand what was happening. Mm-hmm. But being there for the Zegras thing, like the Zegras thing felt real. Yeah,
but now, and he's playing well in Philly, and I think last time I checked, I think as of currently, he has matched his career high in points. He's at 65.
Yeah, he's at 65 points. I believe that's his career high. I'm double checking right now.
But I feel like that, like,
is matched his career high. Way to go, Mike.
Yeah, and so I think the correct value of him is he's borderline 1C. You're not going to get 100 points a season as Zegras, but you're going to get a really good playmaking center who will get you 70 points.
I think Zegras might be a free agent this year.
Oh, let's get the job done. Ink the Zeegs.
Ink the Zeegs. Maybe not. I just couldn't find his thing. Oh, yeah. He's going to be a free agent this year, along with fellow former Duck, Jamie Drysdale. Yeah.
I also, this is like a hindsight good, that when they were playing terrible last year, I feel like there was talk of like, oh, they should move out this like good player they have, like Owen Tippett, for assets. They should move out this guy for assets. And they were kind of like, nope.
Yeah.
Working.
And Owen Tippett's been awesome this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really like Tippett. That guy can fucking fly.
They got a dude in Konechny.
How old's Konechny now?
I think he's probably over 30, slightly.
Yeah, he came in the league in 2016. But he's going to be a lifelong Philly guy, I feel like. But they do have a forward problem. Like here, let me just read you off some of their forwards. Owen Tippett, Travis Konechny. This is in order of expected goals. Owen Konechny, and this is also just wingers, not centers. Okay. Owen Tippett, Travis Konechny, Noah Cates, Matvey Michkov, Carl Grundstrom, Tyler Forrester, who just came back, Denver Barkey, Garnett Hathaway. Like, Alex Bump doesn't even get time on the ice because they have so many forwards that there's just not enough room for all these guys.
Yeah, I think you could call that the bad, is that there's like depth issues there in the sense of they haven't found consistent guys.
Yeah, and the especially the fourth line, those guys coming up and down to the lineup based off matchup, which, I mean, I don't hate. I just don't trust Rick Tocchet to make those decisions.
Yeah.
I don't trust Rick Tocchet in general. I think he's kind of fucked up Matvei Michkov, who's having a bad year.
I was going to say, I think he's been having a down year.
He's been having a down year, but it kind of feels like it's 40% Michkov, 60% Tocchet being Tocchet. Like, Matvei Michkov's comp has always been Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller didn't get good until they fired Rick Tocchet.
Tocchet had a job with the Coyotes?
Yeah.
I know.
So, like, maybe they need to fire Tocchet. The problem is, Mike, remember when they hired Tocchet?
After he got fired from Vancouver?
No, that'd be May 2025. Not even a year ago.
Not even a year ago.
Yeah. So
And also, he's going to get him back to the playoffs.
He's going to get him back to the playoffs. I just don't think he's a very good coach. I just think the roster is a little bit better than we expected. My bad. It's actually just their center spine.
Yeah, it's not great.
No.
Read it off for us.
So, in expected goal percent, Trevor Zegras, Kristen Dvorak, Luke Glendening, and Denver Barkey would be their top ones. Now, there's a couple of other guys that kind of get a mix in there. Like Noah Cates gets minutes in there. Sean Couturier is still hanging around. But outside of Zegras, I don't think any of these guys are top six forward or top six centers. I don't like Dvorak.
You know, I think, not as a top six.
I think Dvorak is. Dvorak is the kind of guy that would be in the conversation for the Selke if the Selke was a one-way award.
Right.
Yeah. And that's their 2C right now. I mean, even Zegras is a 1C. It's like, all right, that's a little bit of a stretch.
He's kind of borderline. Like, in a perfect world, you'd have him as, like, a very high-level 2C.
Yeah, like, a cup-winning team could have Zegras as a 2C.
Yeah.
A cup-winning team probably wouldn't have Zegras as a 1C. And the best team of all time would have him as, like, a 4C. Yeah.
Unless you're flipping it and you're saying we're going to have Zegras as our 1C, and then our 2C is going to be that really good Selke.
Yeah, kind of like how Matty Tkachuk doesn't play on the top line.
Yeah.
He plays on the second line.
Yeah, I think he sure plays on the Devil's second line sometimes. Yeah.
Like, there's definitely some strategy there, right? But, like, if we're talking, like, typical, where do you think of Zegras? Like, if Zegras is your best center,
yeah,
that is a concern. Not a major concern. You know, it's a little bit of an embarrassment of riches, but I definitely don't want to go to war with Trevor Zegras as my best forward. And he had some pretty good games where you're watching. I will say, I went back and watched the Washington game, the game before, and kind of the problem with Zegras is he's a little bit of, you know, a Gen Z forward. Like, he gets bullied hard.
Oh,
man. Yeah. Like, they got out physical by Washington, who's mostly just Tom Wilson and old men.
One of those old men is no longer John Carlson.
No.
R.I.P.
But, Mike, do you have a bad?
That's why kind of like what I said it was. I feel like they can't get consistent play down the roster. Just like a little bit, even if they have a lot of options, they're not getting as consistent play from depth that you're going to need.
Finally, our or what? Huh? Philadelphia Flyers? The Boston Bruins?
Oh, another concern. Sorry.
Go for it.
Is like Ersson, I don't trust because I think he's a bad goalie. And then Dan Vladar to me is such a hit or miss every night.
Dan Vladar, the problem with Dan Vladar is the underlying metrics king of the NHL.
Yeah.
Where everyone will tell you Dan Vladar is it, but every team he goes to sends him out for a better goalie, right? Like Calgary sent him to pasture because they had Danny Wolf in the wings, and now Cooley, who is also apparently like, what if Danny Wolf was better? And Philly's gonna do the same thing. They're gonna send him out to pasture because one of their other guys is just gonna be slightly better.
Yeah, I view Dan Vladar personally. His best spot in my mind is kind of where he was, I believe, in Calgary when he was backing up Markstrom.
Yeah,
where it's like I like having a Dan Vladar to start. What?
21 games.
20, 25 games of the season. I feel confident as him our backup to help the top guy rest. But like on a night-to-night basis as a starter, I just don't know if he's going to be cooking or he's going to struggle.
Yeah. And especially in front of this team, like Philly, I feel like they have this rap of being like a hard-nosed defense first team because they're the Philadelphia Flyers, and that's what you expect. But it's like we just need to almost switch Ottawa and Philly and those teams make more sense.
Yeah, who's like their second best defenseman? Is it really Rasmus Ristolainen?
No, Ristolainen's bad, man.
Yeah,
It
I
can't
could tell
be.
you that. I was like cheering and spraying champagne when the Sabres traded him to Philly.
Like, Rasmus Ristolainen, and watching him, I'm like, they got to get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
Like, to me, he's their, like, Ben Sherratt, but smaller.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy cannot pass.
And the media was like trade deadline day, where you could tell where like there wasn't much out there defensively probably to get excited about. They were trying to pitch him as like, oh, Rasmus could be on the move. Who's gonna get Rasmus Ristolainen?
So I guess Cam York be the second best defenseman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Travis Sanheim, Cam York, those guys are sticking around. Jamie Drysdale is going to be a free agent, and I doubt they re-sign him.
Maybe if the price is right. They just love their former Ducks.
Yeah.
They really did go out and they were like, all right, what like top Ducks prospects are not playing great right now? Like Zegras and Drysdale, we'll take them.
They also, also Nick Seeler. Yeah, they definitely need a better blue line. That's a good call. But Mike, onto the Huh. Can I give you my Huh?
Huh?
What?
Huh?
How has the Philly power play been this bad for this long?
I mean, it's not a great. I mean, when you talk about them having to figure out things in the forward position and having a weak center spine, that's an equation that is not going to equate to a good power play.
Watching them in the Islanders game, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
They played the Islanders, I think. We watched too much hockey recently. I think it was the Islanders game. I watched them go like 0-for on power plays. Oh, no, it was the Caps game. They went 0-for on power plays while the Caps scored 2 power play goals in a row. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, how bad could this team's... How bad is this team's power play? Because I went back and watched the Washington game after watching like two games live, and I was like, I just need to get a little bit more caught up. I don't feel like I had a good grasp on this team. Mike, I'm going to tell you that they are 13th in minutes on the power play this season. 13th most minutes on the power play. Where do you think they rank in total goals on the power play?
25th?
31st.
31st, God, even worse than I thought.
They are ahead of one team and one team only. The Vancouver Canucks.
Oh, God.
They are behind Calgary. They are behind Chicago.
Yeah.
They are so bad on the power play.
When you watched like when watching the power play, would you say that like, 'cause I feel like some teams when their power play is struggling, then they can overthink it, and they always make like that like, dude, sometimes with the power play is struggling, it's like you're not gonna be able to set up an easy goal.
Right.
And then they always make that like couple passes too many, and they're not getting pucks on net for 2 minutes.
Right. Was that a question, or is that what you're saying about that?
I was kind of getting your opinion on the power play if you see that.
Yeah. So I think it's not even like it's literally that they just can't get pucks to the net. Like, I'm not sure how it was for the full season, but in the time we were watching them, it was like 0.8 shots on goal per power play. It's bad. Like they just, and it's crazy because like their offense is generally slightly above average in basically every category. Expected goals, high danger chances, shots on goal. They're above average in all of those. Then they get on the man advantage and they just turn into like cold soup. Like there's just nothing out there. Yeah. They'll like pass it back and forth. Maybe it's because they don't have like that blue line guy who can really like quarterback the power play, no matter what you think of, Sanheim or York. But I don't know, man. Like maybe you would say they don't have like an elite goal scorer. Like I think their top goal scorer is 30 goals, which I can double check here in a second. But I just and they've been bad on the power play for like 15 years. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why they're so bad. Let me double check on their top scorer.
I think the top might be at 30, or I think they might just have like.
I think it's at 30. For
three
some reason, I
guys in the
cannot
high
remember
20s.
who it is.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Owen Tippett at 30.
Oh, okay. I tell you what. In my Chell career, like I said, I got drafted to the Bart Harley Jarvis, my character, stud right winger. Got drafted to the Flyers, 6th overall, and once I like beat like the first chapter, you have like challenges like as a rookie. It's like make it to like this game without getting sent down, and then like do these things. And then what you did, it's like, all right, bumping you up to the second line, kid. I was on a line with Zegras. He's on pace to have the greatest year he'll ever have in there. I have fucking feeding him. So he has got so many apples thanks to me.
Mike, did you have a for them, or did we basically cover everything?
Yeah, we basically covered the Haas. I mean, not to be mean, you could almost say the Flyers being third in the division going to the playoffs is a bit of a
Yeah.
Bit of a
Definitely if you talk about like what we thought they were going to be preseason.
I will say, even though I think Pittsburgh's a better team and they'll win that series, I think the Flyers will put up a fight.
I think, I don't think there's going to be like they're going to get blown off the ice or anything. Let me ask you this finally, because this is our final regular season pod. Who was your favorite team talent alone that we watched this year?
Oh, I think in part of it could be why, despite them being like interdivision and a team that kind of like a mini rival and like one of the top rivals of the Sabres, but in there, I still love me some Montreal.
Yeah, I think mine's gonna be Columbus.
Yeah,
Columbus was a fun week.
No, it was.
They got hot. We got to talk about crazy, fun third liners like Charlie Coyle.
I think my least favorite was Minnesota because they played bad.
Yeah, we did Minnesota for so long and they played bad the entire time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because
I extended them.
Yeah, you used your one extension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Well, that's gonna close it out on our regular season pods. We'll be back in 2 weeks to start talking playoffs. Probably cover some awards that are coming out then.
Can you Google something for me real quick?
Yeah.
What date does a NHL playoff start?
The NHL playoffs start Saturday, April 18th.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right around the corner. I'm so excited.
Yeah. It's going to be a good day. I'll be back for that. That'll be the day you leave back for home.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we'll be back that next Wednesday to cover the first round of the playoffs, how that's going on. Favorite matchups, least favorite matchups, overrated matchups, underrated matchups, probably a original Talent Alone segment. Mm-hmm. But with that, Mike, did you have any plugs on the way out the door?
Follow me at the socials that Adam's going to tell you are in the show notes. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he'll also mention it, but watch our streams on Thursday and Sunday. No Sunday this week, obviously.
Yep.
Because they slap, and you can follow us on YouTube, and you can just ring the shit out of the bell. And other than that, look it out. Like I said, the NHL or NFL drafts end of the month, and I will have my Day 3 Darlings article up. Hopefully, probably a week before that.
There we go. All right, Mike. Mike basically covered it all. You can follow us in the socials in our show notes. I'll probably start adding a couple other ones in there, just because we have socials in a few different places. But you can follow us on any of those that give you updates on when we're doing stuff. We'll be live tomorrow or today, depending on when this podcast gets uploaded, for our last stream before I go out of town for a while. Then Talent's going to go silent for about a week. Nothing to worry about. We will be back. Just vacation. Yeah. And then we'll probably kind of pare down our NFL podcasts as we get into deep playoffs in both basketball and hockey. But you can come back here tomorrow or Friday, depending on when you're hearing this, to listen to our final basketball episode of the regular season. And Mike, since we don't do shout outs on this podcast, would you care to guess who has the final puck drop of the 2026 NFL or NHL season?
I'm going to say it's that, what did I write down? That, hold on.
It is one team, it's not multiple teams, so.
I'm going to say it's that San Jose game, right?
I'm just now realizing that
that San Jose Winnipeg game.
I had to jump forward a week.
I think they're the only team in the league that still has 6 games left.
Seattle, Colorado. Final puck drop of the regular season. With that, let's get out of here.